we're gonna go into our honorable mentions at this moment. We're gonna talk about this one match that was voted on number 10 by the Mountain. R.I.P. to this man who recently passed away. And every time we have wrestling, the Mountain always puts this person down. So you're gonna have your shot to talk about him. It was Razor
Bro,
Ramon.
you gotta have Razor, dude. Right? I mean, if we did a top 10 wrestling characters,
You
he's
said
definitely
just the
gonna make
original Moon Shawn Michaels. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, the ladder
match.
match.
Yeah, the ladder
That's
match.
a rematch. The rematch.
Yeah.
Well, no, this is the first one. The rematch was at
yeah.
the rematch was SummerSlam or something.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I won't go too long in it, but I mean, it was a great match. The right man won. I mean, Razor's cool.
You got the
What more could you
iconic
want?
shot. You got the iconic shot of Razor holding both the Intercontinental belts in the ladder.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Yep. I mean,
And then of course, obviously, Shawn Michaels splash. Obviously, that gets shown every WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So I mean, I got almost every list. I gotta have Razor.
Well, Razor's character was to be the cool guy, the bad guy, but him walking underneath the ladder because ladder's bad luck. He's like, I don't care about bad luck. I'm Razor Ramon.
Yeah. Luck don't affect Razor, Chico.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. All right, we're going to have another match that was voted on by D3 and both Vitamin J and Max. D3 put it number 5. Vitamin J and Max put it number 10. 8 points. It is from WrestleMania 3. Macho Man versus Steamboat.
I mean, this is considered one of the best matches of all time. The only reason I hired on mine is just because I saw it so much later in life, so I don't have the the nostalgia for it because I saw it when I was in my 20s. But the story behind it is like the Macho Man and the Steamboat, or Macho Man made Steamboat rehearse this match ad nauseum, so where they rehearsed it so much they knew it like the back of their hand. Because apparently Macho Man didn't want to mess the match up. So usually wrestling they don't go over spot by spot. Yeah. But Macho Man apparently wanted to rehearse this one spot by spot.
Yeah, Macho was known to do that. He was known to meticulously go over the matches and the spots. DDP also. But yeah, so that was one thing that like some people want to talk about Macho Man. They get so annoyed that he wanted to go over spot by spot, but it worked because Macho Man obviously was so good in the ring.
And talk about this match. This match back in this day, you could win with anything. That the finish of the match was Macho Man was going for a scoop slam, and then Ricky Steamboat reversed it to a pin. It's simple, easy.
Yeah, one of the original masterpieces. Because up until that point, WrestleMania 3, there wasn't really like a true, standalone, timeless classic WrestleMania match. That was probably the first one in terms of. There were spectacles, you got the main event, whatever. But
yeah, I was gonna say there's a match later that night where that was iconic. But yeah,
it was iconic, but that's not a masterclass ring ability. And it had one good moment.
We go into that match next.
But Macho Man, one of the best characters, probably one of my favorite wrestling characters against Steamboat. It was just really well done.
I'm sure if we ever did a list of top 10 wrestling characters, he'd be on it for sure, 100%.
Maybe not. We'll see.
And the promos he cut after losing because he claims he got screwed over because George Demo Steel and stuff. So Jack Tunney. So very, very well done. If anybody's newer and they want to watch like an older wrestling classic, that'd probably be where you start, because your favorite wrestler has definitely been inspired by that match.
Then we're gonna go into the other main event, the other great match from WrestleMania 3, one of the most iconic matches of all time, with the image of the Hulkamania picking up Andre WrestleMania at WrestleMania 3.
How could you not have this match? I mean, it's the most iconic wrestling matches in history.
It is a chore to get through that match. An absolute chore.
No.
Yes.
I mean, this match did help put WrestleMania or wrestling in a bigger spotlight because, it pretty much launched. I mean, Hulkamania was already running wild, as I say, but this launched it into the stratosphere. So, and without, whether the internet wants to admit it or not, without Hogan doing what he has done, we wouldn't even have these companies here today.
Nope. Sure wouldn't.
Which is why,
No,
And,
the
like,
moment is fine, but like the
I
match
know
is
it's not a good match.
so
I know it's not a good
boring
match.
and
I mean,
so
there's
short.
nobody on the planet who could have carried Andre to a good match that night.
No,
I don't think.
I can't blame Hogan. Andre was slow and really hurt. So I mean, the time to do it, it had to do it at that time because Andre
I passed.
was
Yeah.
well, it's like they, I'm assuming they wanted to do it, but then once they kept Andre, once he fell off hard, and so they like, well, we have to do it now.
I would say the build up to that match was pretty good too, with Andre turning heel on Hogan. That was pretty well done with Bobby Heenan and all that. If you go back and watch those.
sure. Well, I think it's also it's not really with this match, but it's cool to see like all the stuff of how how much respect Andre and Hogan had for each other. Just kind of from their interviews when they talk about each other. Though Andre, I think it was Macho Man Andre hated.
Andre did not like
Yeah,
Macho
they
Man,
did not like
Oh, really?
and that's not just from Hogan's mouth. That's from multiple sources.
Yeah,
Why did he hate Macho Man?
I
Too
don't
much
know.
baby oil.
Macho Man.
That's what he would talk about. Baby oil.
Mhm.
There.
Yeah, no baby oil.
Well, and Macho Man was so protective of Liz that like he wouldn't let anybody near her, and he was just so paranoid. I can't remember what wrestler it was, but they just said a story about like Macho Man. They came up. I think it was Scott Hall. He came up to Macho Man and he's like, "Oh, nice boots, Mach." And he's like, Macho Man was like, "Why you say that?" Because I guess he thought he wanted to take him or something. So yeah, so Macho Man, as good of a character as he was, he definitely had issues backstage.
Mhm. All right, but all around, great moment, like we said, great moment, propelled wrestling. Um, since you're back, D3, I heard him right. I'm not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not imagining things. I was like, God, don't tell me.
Nah, it's not ruled out.
Since you haven't talked as much, you put on one of the matches you had was Eddie Guerrero versus Kurt Angle WrestleMania 20.
I mean, I just love it. You guys two of the best, two of the greatest wrestlers of all time going at it. Then you had one of the most creative finishers of all time. You got Kurt Angle targeting Eddie Guerrero's ankle because that's his finisher, the ankle lock. Then Eddie Guerrero smartly like unlaces his boots so he can slither out of it. That's a finish I've never seen before.
What a Eddie
Storytelling.
move.
Good
What a,
storytelling there too.
Yeah, we were absolutely. Can you imagine if we had gotten like just even like 3 more years of Guerrero?
oh my gosh.
It's crazy when you go back to like he passed away when he was like 37. That's so young. It's crazy.
And like
This is
his storyline with Batista at that time was so like good. Like I think that was gonna be a WrestleMania match, and that would probably been really good. So it's a crime that we were robbed of Eddie Guerrero so early.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's one of the most creative wrestlers you'll ever see.
Yeah, the whole light cheat and steal thing is well done.
Hard to get that over as a baby face, but he did.
Yeah, a babyface openly missed the line cheating and stealing, and the fans love it.
Yeah. Ate it up.
His last match, the finish was like you couldn't have a more Eddie finish when he beat
Yeah,
Mr. Kennedy.
Yeah, with fake like he got hit by a chair.
Yeah. All the times he did that, hilarious
But
stuff.
yeah, if people haven't seen the finish of the WrestleMania match, what Angle does, or excuse me, what Guerrero does is Kurt Angle kept trying to apply the ankle lock, so Guerrero untied his boots. So when Kurt Angle went for the ankle lock, the boot came off, and then he did a package with Kurt Angle and pinned him. So really creative. And honestly, I don't think it's been done since.
Yeah, so it's really creative. Yeah, it's funny. I think I say, why don't more wrestlers try that to keep getting like an ankle lock or something like applied on them?
Well, like recently a recent feud that dealt with someone attacking a body part over and over again. Why didn't AJ Styles wear a cup against Shinsuke? That's what I want to know.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that's what I thought that whole thing was building towards, like because they kept nailing them, and so I thought eventually they're gonna do a match. Shinsuke's gonna go for it, and then and he's gonna hurt his leg, and then AJ Styles bring it up. How that never happens beyond me, but whatever.
Yeah, I'd say that makes too much sense.
And I still feel WWE should have given Shinsuke the belt for at least a month, and then AJ
Well, I mean,
could have
after
taken
that,
it
it
back.
pretty much killed his main
Well,
event
yeah,
run. I mean,
that's what I'm
he's been
saying.
in the
Like
same.
AJ, Shinsuke should have won one match, and then you could have even the very next pay per view, AJ gets the belt back. I think that would have helped, but
Nah.
oh well. Now the time's passed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it happens. All right, we're gonna go to two of our more recent two. These two were more recent matches. They're gonna be in the 30s. I'm gonna go to my number 9 was Asuka versus Charlotte Flair, WrestleMania 34. So, I mean, I'm just a big fan of Charlotte Flair. She's
Yeah,
probably one of my.
she's as much hate as she gets. Like most of your favorite, especially WWE women's wrestlers, their best matches have been against Charlotte Flair.
Yep. And that's with Oscar riding an undefeated streak too.
Yeah, this is my favorite women's WrestleMania match. Well, because I mean, good WrestleMania women's matches hasn't been, they haven't really been given them enough time up until recently. But this is also one of the top females wrestling matches all time, in my opinion, too.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say good women's WrestleMania matches have not even been 10 years. So
Count
like,
on one hand how many they've been.
yeah, to put it in perspective, there was a moment I remember from WrestleMania when they used to do the Divas Battle Royal. I went to go get food during it because I could have
Yeah.
cared.
They had a man win it near the end of that run.
It was like, but yeah, this was when now with the way they pushed it like this, because this honestly was, in my opinion, this was the best match of WrestleMania 34.
That's
So
definitely up there.
I def I think just
Yeah.
with character work, Asuka's story, which I was surprised Charlotte won. I didn't think she was going to win. I thought they were going to keep that, but I think it fit with like if she was going to lose to anybody, it should be Charlotte.
I honestly
Because
think that's why. I honestly think that's why it's not people. Like people usually mention like the triple threat: Becky, Sasha, and Charlotte, which is also a really good match. But I think a lot of people don't mention this one because Charlotte beat Asuka's undefeated streak, and I think people were still kind of upset about it, even though it was a good match. Charlotte won the triple threat as well, but no, Charlotte's had a
I
really good
mean,
WrestleMania
an
matches.
undefeated streak's got to end at some point, right?
Yeah. So I mean, obviously, it hasn't hurt Asuka one bit. She's won every belt known they've had: SmackDown Women's, Raw Women's, NXT Tag Team. She's won Money in the Bank, Royal Rumble. So it hasn't. It's not like it's hurt
What are you
her.
talking about, Jacob? It buried her, Jacob. It buried her.
Yeah. Bianca's buried, even though she's gonna wrestle Becky Lynch for the title.
yeah. Yeah, oh yeah, that's why I didn't get like people were like, "Oh, it's gonna bury her." I'm like, she lost to Charlotte, not like she lost to some scrub. Like, I think she'll be fine.
Yeah, she had lost like in a squash to like I don't know, like Dana Brooke. Then we could talk about it, but
I was like, this was still
but yeah.
very.
Yeah,
Just be happy they didn't have her lose everybody roll up in a quick squat match against a nobody. I mean, they've done that before.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, this one definitely got its time. All right, we'll talk about the other one that D3 also put: the Charlotte, Sasha Banks, and Becky Lynch WrestleMania 32.
Well, while this didn't establish the women's revolution, I think this helps cement the status of it. Yeah, like 3 of the best female wrestlers in the company going at it for the belt. You know, they all bring their strengths and stuff. So I think it's just a top quality match, and I feel like the women deserve some respect. And to me, this is the match that showed that they're on level playing field with the men.
Yeah, it was like the official end of the Divas era because they got rid of the Divas Championship at that match and then they revealed the new WWE Women's Championship. So that was kind of a nice turn. They started taking the women's wrestling more seriously as it was, well overdue because of the in-ring talent they have.
Bathroom break, yeah. And
Yep.
now I'm actually excited to watch some of the matches. So
Yep.
thanks, and these three are to thank for that. So
And
we'll have them.
they all improved. Like they didn't spend terribly long like in NXT, but they just improved
Oh yeah, if you
so
go
much.
look back at it, look at Becky Lynch when she first got to NXT. She was like a leprechaun gimmick or something.
Yeah, she did. She did the stereotypical like Irish gimmick, like jumping. It was bad. And then yeah, so they she helped a lot. Charlotte was very like green when she first came in, and yeah, no, it was just they improved so much, and obviously them being the 4 horsewomen, they're gonna like in 10, 15 years, you'll see people talking about them like they do Trish and Lita about how they inspired them.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. No, that was a good match. I did really enjoy that because yeah, I'm with you of like now because I'm even looking forward to Charlotte, Ronda, and
Mm-hmm.
even Becky Lynch, Belair. And I'm not the biggest Becky Lynch fan. If anybody
No,
asks.
but I really like Bianca Belair though.
But yeah, so shout out WWE and the Women's Revolution and kind of how they push that forward.
And we know they didn't start it. We know TNA did it before, but WWE's obviously more well known. So, you know.
WWE's Major League, so if it doesn't happen, if it happens in TNA, did it really happen?
Was like, he watched it, you know?
I know, right?
I will say
So,
Gail
good
Kim and Awesome Kong had good matches, but yeah.
True. I did actually watch one of those. So we're gonna go to our number one match. It is the one you probably have not heard yet. It is talked about as the end of the Attitude Era, with two of the biggest icons at that point. Myself and Max put it number one. Vitamin J put it number 3, D3 put it number 2, and The Mountain put it number 5, coming in with 43 points. WrestleMania 17 main event, The Rock vs. Stone Cold.
Talk about
Two,
video
right?
packages for a match.
Part two.
This
in case
one
you're-
had the best video package for a wrestling match ever. The My Way video package was chef's kiss.
And it just highlighted like Austin at this time. He like came back and won the Rumble. He was so desperate to get the title back, and they showed slight hints that Austin was like that he was doing like heelish things, but that I think people never thought he would turn full heel by aligning himself with Vince McMahon. But there were like signs throughout the build that Austin was like so desperate that he would resort to anything, and he even said as much in one of his promos. But it's so well done, one of the best builds. And then Austin getting the chair, shaking Vince McMahon's hands, and then proceeding to beat the absolute tar out of Rock with the chair.
Yeah.
This was a long beatdown too.
So many chair shots that had to have hurt. And this is like,
You think, I think McFoley said, "Hey, Stone Cold, tag him a few times for me."
yeah, I know, right? But like the Rock was like a
'cause-
bloody mess. It's just so well done.
But I think both of them were bleeding during that match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this
What
match,
was
like
more-
they just did a great job. This match was for all the marbles, to the two top people in wrestling at the time, and neither one. It was built like neither one of the wrestlers could lose that match, and so Stone Cold all the time was saying, "Rock, I'm gonna do whatever I can to win that belt because I need to win." So I don't know. It's just and that to main event the best, which we already have said in another episode. This was the best WrestleMania of all time, and for this match to deliver and not let down the card was good. Because rarely you see have these big time matches be built like this big and deliver, or maybe even exceed expectations, and this one did. And even if Austin's heel run didn't go as expected, people can't say that they weren't talking about this the next day. Because everyone, when that WrestleMania ended, Austin McMahon, nobody was hating on it at that point. No one at the water cooler the next day, they were all talking about it, saying, "Wow, did you see Austin McMahon? They actually were a team."
Mhm.
Yeah, Austin kind of
remember-
fell into the trap that Hogan did, where he was so popular that people didn't want to boo him. So
It's too good. I remember even like you listen to JR when Mr. McMahon walks out and everybody's thinking, oh, here he is to help. And then he makes a point that even it took a little bit even for JR even was acknowledging like at one point, I forgot what Mr. McMahon did something to The Rock. The Rock was chasing him and you think Austin had the chair and he just whacks Rock instead of going after Mr. McMahon. I remember JR saying Austin wants to win this belt so bad that he's even willing to let go of his hatred for Mr. McMahon and just go after The Rock. So it was actually really
I think he
good.
also said a line about he sold his soul to the devil himself or something like that.
I knew he was say that. Yeah. So this was it was a great moment. I think
And
even
it was a great match. I mean, they both like were just laying it all out in the line, and it was a long match too. Let me see how long it was. I have it on a sheet of paper here.
It was fitting into
It
the Attitude Era.
was 28 minutes. So that's
and
a long match.
also these two were the last two in that year's Royal Rumble as well. So that was kind of a little teaser before you saw him in the main event again. So yeah, and if you're gonna end the Attitude Era, those would be the two. Well, you had the three people, including Mr. McMahon, of like who you would end the Attitude Era with, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, ideally, I mean, you know, I can't really think of other ways to officially end it, but yeah, that was a good one.
All right. Well, there's our list. Did you agree? Did you not? Were there some matches that you think we missed, or were there some that you thought we rated too highly? Let us know in the comments, please. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thank you all for listening. Thank you guys for the support. Especially thank you for those commenting. We keep seeing more and more comments. Please keep them coming. Let us know what you guys think. Is there something that you would like us to delve on? We do, as you guys do know, as to let you all know, Vitamin J and Max will be doing a Raw series. I'll let them talk about it real quick.
So Jake, Vitamin J, and I will be doing a recap of the Monday Night Wars, and how we're going to do the episodes is we're going to break it down month by month. So let's just say Nitro started in September, so first episode will be comparing Raw and Nitro in September of 1995, and we'll also include the pay-per-views during that time just to keep up with storylines and everything. But we'll just be comparing them, saying what we like and what we don't like, and saying which episodes we like better, and all that.
Yeah,
So
we'll be doing that soon.
So let us know. Again, thank you guys. Thanks for all the support. That's really all I have for you. My name's Legacy. You can follow me at wisdom_legacy.
And my name's Max. Like he said, go ahead and keep supporting us. We really like doing these shows to get our opinions out there because like we are just a couple guys who just like to talk about things. So the more support y'all give, the more likely we'll keep doing this.
I am Bobby D3.
I'm Vitamin J. You can find me on Twitch, Vitamin J.
I'm _mountain. Again, don't. I wouldn't recommend using social media, but if you do, follow us on YouTube.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. All right, see you guys out and cue that wrestling music.